Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. The fruit of the Spirit today is peace, right? Maybe you've heard this verse or this phrase. Maybe you thought it was a phrase, or maybe it was a saying, right? Experiencing the peace that passes all understanding. That is a Bible verse, by the way. And what that means is that you can experience a peace that doesn't make sense, right? That we talked about joy yesterday, and we talked about how joy is not dependent upon our earthly circumstances, that how the very presence of God exudes joy, that we get to experience that joy because He is with us, He is for us, and He is always around us, no matter where we go, right? You can read Psalm 139. I love that. Wherever we go, God is there. There's no hiding from His presence. He is always there. And so we can have that joy. And now let's talk about peace because it's hard to think about peace in our culture today, in our world today, especially with the political unrest, the social injustice, the racism, the rumors of wars, the fighting, the conflict, all of those things, right? And you think like, how can we experience peace when there's people around, right? When there's people involved, and I totally understand. Well, you know what? Back even from the very beginning, when God created the world and after the fall, there was always um, wars and rumors of wars, and that was just because of disobedience. It's because of the consequence of sin. Now, Isaiah is a prophet, major prophet in the Bible here, towards the middle of your Bibles, 66 chapters. I want to encourage you to read the book of Isaiah. It's powerful. Well, Isaiah, he's prophesying to the Israelites, to God's chosen people, and they were in a situation similar to where we're at. Wars and rumors of war and conflict and injustice all around, selfishness and racism and sexual immorality. And there's all of those things that were going around. And this is what he prophesies. And this is the encouragement that he gives to the people and the encouragement that we have today. Isaiah chapter 26, verses 1 through 4 says this. In that day, everyone in the land of Judah will sing this song. Our city is strong. We are surrounded by the walls of God's salvation. Open up the gates to all who are righteous. Allow the faithful to enter. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. Trust in the Lord always, for the Lord God is your eternal rock. All right. So what is Isaiah saying here? Well, think about a fortified city, right? Think about that. And that is walls being surrounded by that city, that protection, right? And he's saying like, and at that time, they were probably thinking like, what? We're not experiencing these walls of protection. We're not. And it was obviously a prophecy. He was foretelling what was going to happen. And he was saying that those who trust in him, those who will keep his perfect peace. I'm sure you've heard the word shalom before, right? Now, a lot of people, especially in the Jewish culture, and they would say shalom as a greeting, right? It's a deeper meaning of instead of just saying hi, hello, salutations, right? Shalom is a deeper meaning of fullness, wholeness, experiencing this perfect peace. And actually, what Isaiah is saying here, when he's saying perfect peace, he's actually saying that you would experience shalom, shalom. So this like double portion of peace. And I don't know about you, but I want to experience a double portion of peace, especially in our culture and society today. Well, the only way that we can do that is found in him, right? I want to read that verse 3 again. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you and whose thoughts are fixed on you. And he's saying, trust in the Lord. He is our eternal rock of salvation. And so I understand that there are things of this world that can frustrate us. There are things of this world um, that we can be disappointed in. And when we experience injustice, when we see injustice, I mean, hey, I'm a justice person, right? But I also know that God is a just God. and he is a perfect God, and he will make sure that consequences are served to those who live a life away from him. And so we shouldn't be surprised. And Jesus said it himself, in this world you will have trouble, right? The prince of this world is Satan. And so it's that whole like Geico idea of this like whole Captain Obvious, right? Like what do sinners do? They sin, right? What do people who aren't connected to the vine do? They gratify their sinful nature, right? And so when we see these conflicts and these wars and people objectifying themselves and gratifying themselves and doing things that are completely inappropriate, and then they're celebrating it, and then they're encouraging others to do it, we should think about that and say, you know what? We should not be surprised by that. But our our peace is not dependent upon, like, again, this whole idea of the fruit of the spirit is not dependent on these earthly circumstances, but we can experience a perfect peace, those who trust in him, those whose lives are planted by the river. When the heat comes, when the storms come, we won't dried out. We won't be uprooted because our foundation, our roots are founded in him and in his word. And so let's choose to do that. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't just like avoid, you know, conflict or, out of sight, out of mind. We should be praying. We should be praying for the leaders of this country and of this world. We should, when we see injustice, we should do our part in a godly way. We should stand up. We should not be silent in this world, right? We'll experience trouble, but take heart. Jesus says, I've overcome it. And you know what? He has called you and I to be his spokesman, to be his ambassadors. And so let's choose to do that instead of assuming that other people are going to do it. No, let's choose to stand up for what is love, what is just, and encourage people to experience the peace of God that is only found in him. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune tomorrow for a daily dose for spiritual growth.